running a little bit short on time after picking up all those goodies for the writers. Gotta keep them happy, and they have a little bit of a habit of killing off people every once in a while.
Services. Which service do you want?
Traffic to studio.
If you take 101 and Highland Avenue, traffic is heavy with a drive time of about half an hour. If you take Cahenga Boulevard and Vine Street, traffic is light with a drive time of about 10 minutes.
Much better. Alan Bruno would like to know, it seems like after a long while you're bringing the supporting characters to the forefront. Do you have these kinds of plans for every character that you introduce?
Yes, we do. Like, you know, it's like we knew with Caroline, for instance, you know, we introduced her the very beginning in the pilot, and I saw her sort of as just sort of this sort of insecure mean girl. And then, of course, we quickly, you know, sort of reshifted that idea when we cast you, met you, and I saw how you could make us laugh and cry in one line of dialogue. That's a very special ability. And when an actor can give you that, suddenly you're inspired to write for them. Suddenly you start, the storylines sort of open themselves up.
Well, thank you. Are there any characters that have come on later on in the show that just kind of swept you up out of nowhere?
You know, when we first brought in Catherine, we were like, we're only going to see her a little bit, because we can't do this split screen stuff every week. That's just a lot of trouble. And not to mention the curling of the hair. I mean, so we, you know, we were like, we're not going to do a lot of Catherine. And then we saw what, you know, Nina was doing.
Amazing Nina.
What Nina was doing with that performance. We're like, okay.
Maria Hudek wants to know, what part of the story had you the most stuck in this season?
The doppelganger. How are we going to get out of this mess? We have basically set up that the blood of Elena Gilbert is what's going to break the curse. Now, that means she has to die. So that's a bit of a corner that one is writing themselves into.
Jade Alexander wants to know, who is your favorite character to write for?
So the one that I always find myself writing is Damon. I like the snark, I like the wit, I like sort of the evil and good inside, you know, the interplay that we've had this season. Damon has always sort of been the character that I kind of have taken ownership of, and I kind of write him a lot.
Will Catherine ever find true love?
Catherine has found true love. Catherine has two true loves, if she would really admit it to herself, if anyone sort of wake up to it. I think it's going to be a wonderful day when she wakes up one day and realizes that she has and always will love both of those men, that Damon and Stefan are very part of her history, and they're part of her fabric, and a part of her creation, and a part of everything she is. I think she knows exactly who her true love is.
Will we ever see Caroline's dad?
You know, yes. I do see a world in which he will break onto the scene eventually and will play out sort of the dynamic between father and daughter, as well as how the sheriff responds to her ex-husband, and does it mean now that there's a vampire? What does this man now do once he finds out he has a vampire for a daughter? You know, or who is he? And maybe he'll come in with some surprises of his own.
Will there be new creatures other than vampires and werewolves in Mystic Falls?
Yes, but it'll only happen when it's appropriate.
Yeah. Do you have an idea of what season 3 will bring?
I'm scared to tease too much. I mean, I don't know how much we can get away with that. It's going to be, I think it's going to be, we're going to see things progress between Damon and Elena. I think we're going to watch and sort of see how their friendship, or whatever they're meant to be, progresses and where it goes. And I think it's going to be a very interesting storyline. It's going to be explosive. And not to mention, now Klaus is here. And Klaus has an agenda that goes far, that extends a lot farther than breaking the curse. And, you know, it's going to go on and on and on.
Well,
but yeah, I would expect a lot more.
Presented by the 2011 Fiesta. Ford, drive one. The Vampire Diaries, Thursdays at 8, 7 Central on the CW.